I've had this old 81 motor for, I bought it in 2008 I think, and I'll see if it fires up, but this head's been removed, so I've got to remove that completely, clean it up, spray the gasket and put it down, and then yeah, the intake manifold's just loosely sitting there, and I've got to scrounge up some HT leads and yeah, some silicon the manifold on, and we'll see what happens. Not sure if this will run or not. It's pretty worn in the bores, but we'll see how it goes. It's reconditioned in 1952, plus 45 on the bores, probably standard crank. It's got the clutch and everything on there. It's got like 2 inches of sludge. When you push the dipstick in, it stabs into 2 inches of sludge, but there's some oil in there. I made all these helmets and stuff. That was a full set of intake bolts, which is good. I'll get my AF spanner set soon, but I use this. Don't be offended. It's a heavy duty shunt truck generator. I've robbed that plug. Need to bung that with something. Got a fuel pump rod. They're all out. Still a bit moist in there, which is a good sign. It's got mouldy ports. Still turns over. Pretty sludgy though. It stinks too. Typical Flathead. Smells like burnt crap. I love the smell of burnt crap in the morning. I've got 2 broken spark plugs and I don't have any more, but I should be able to just connect to here I think. And this distributor, I'm sure that's had it, but I've got the spare one for my car I'll chuck on for now. We'll just run it for a second so I won't hook up a cooling system. I don't really care anyway, although I won't overheat it. Gotta leave that in for oil pressure. Yeah, I think I'll whip this head off and reseal it, and then we're good to go. And this carburetor, I'm sure the power valve in it is leaking, so I will just be tipping gas in here anyway, but I can probably fill up the bowl a little bit. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I found some leads. I don't have a full set, but yeah, I'll just have to shove these on the best as I can, because I did have a full set of proper ones, but I've given them away. Hopefully this gasket is in good enough condition. I can just put some spray paint on it or something. That's not a good idea. Gotta find some starter cables too. Oh yeah, the engine I sent off to be rebuilt, it's all been machined and balanced now. He's just got to put it together. So that's quite exciting. I just worried about the bill a bit. I might have to sell this engine, or I'll probably sell the one out of my car because it's running. So I can buy that. I'll chuck in a carb and water pumps and a distributor, and it's a complete running mode, and somebody can buy that. Then hopefully I'll have enough money. I'll probably sell this one too because it's in my lifetime. I don't think I'll ever use it. I prefer the Mercuries. Oh, everyone does really. I just have more Mercury motors than these Fords. Remind me to tighten that. Whoop this off. It's coming with the gasket. It's covered in roofer's silicone. Well, the gasket cement was empty, so I got this stuff instead. The gasket goes on this way. People say you can use silver spray paint, but I don't know about gold. But it doesn't have to seal for very long. This motor needs a full rebuild, just see if it runs. Get it down. There we go, and the head. Oh. All this rust's probably going to drop out now onto the gasket. Oh, oh. Yes. Yep. Easy, easy, easy. There. I'll put the nuts on. I won't subject you to putting all the nuts on actually. Maybe just a couple. And then I write on the cylinder head with chalk the tightening sequence, and we'll take it down 3 stages. 1. Oh shit. That's not a... Well, that's a metric socket. 2. 3. No, I have to get the imperial one. Try again with the 1116. 1, 2. We need to put a bit of silicone on this, just to seal it up. I don't have a gasket, or I do, but it's brand new and I want to keep that. A gasket set for one of these is actually quite expensive, like getting close to $300. And I just bought one for the new engine. You do need a gasket for the distributor. I made the mistake of putting the distributor on without a gasket, and it was so tight. The engine was binding so much it wouldn't even start. It was so tight. I'll just put a bit on here to stop it leaking. Need to find that plug for the manifold. One time I was cranking a Flathead V8 over and over and it wouldn't start, and I pulled out the dipstick and smelt it. It smelled of petrol. So stupidly I held a lighter to the dipstick tube, and man did it go bang. It blew the vent cap at the back of the motor clean off and scared the crap out of me. If it was an OHV engine it probably would have blew the valve covers off. But yeah, the stupendous things we do sometimes. The silicon stinks. I'm still learning about putting videos up, and I didn't realise you have to set the camera to 16:9 aspect ratio, because I don't know, I was having, just couldn't do it, and I thought it was a video editor, but it turned out it was just me. That should do that. I just siliconed the camera's on off button. Hopefully it doesn't stuff the camera. And then put this on. Oh shit! Just dumped out all the soot from the... This is not how you do a nice motor. Sit down there. I won't subject you to putting in all the bolts. There's like 20 something of them for the intake manifold. This is purely for fun. I'm not going to run this motor like this because this thing needs a rebuild anyway, and things would be much cleaner if I was going to run this permanently. Seem to be missing two. Oh, here's one, two, got them. What I should have done is, when I had the manifold off, was note top dead center on number 1 for putting the distributor in. So now it's going to be, got to mess around now to do that. Just clean all this off. Cylinders number 1 and 2 can have the broken plates, so I can get at them easy. Reconnect the wire to them. I can't find any more spark plugs the same. Every other motor I have, they are smashed off. These are all original, made in New Zealand spark plugs. Champion. Don't have that anymore. Get the distributor out. Cap off. I'll just whack on another distributor which is all timed up, ready to go. Got to try and find a condenser too. I've got about 20 of them, but finding one which is any good is a problem. Make sure it's got the gasket in here, that's really important. Nope. I can run the distributor loose. I don't know what I was talking about finding cylinder number 1. There's only one way it could go on. See, that's offset, so it's all ready to go. Just find it till it locks in. Won't go on the other way, so there we go. Found a condenser too. I have a brand new cap. Need to go and find that. I've got a couple of those red caps, but they don't work on all cylinders. I think they've eroded away internally. It says it all on the cap, which cylinder goes where. And then so, chuck the cap on. Number 1 goes to number 1. And then find number 2. Which one? Get a shorter one. Here's number 2. Doesn't want to stay. So get in there. Goes to number 2. 1, 2, and then number 3. I'll just tape these onto here, I think. That's all I can do. Some 100-mile-an-hour tape. Oh, I do have a condenser. Oh no, I'll wire this one on anyway. Started wiring the coil up. So just put positive on. And now I need to find my jumper leads, but I don't know where they are. I think I could get away with some arc welding cables. Maybe there's a lead. Oh no, I took that off. Yeah, and that goes to the battery. That's all ready to go. Looks like shit, but hopefully it'll work. Can't find my jumper leads, but I found some welding cables. So this can be the earth. That should do it. So all the wiring is done, so if I need a battery and petrol now, and it should go. Okay, let's test if we've got a spark. That's negative, positive. The black's positive, so move it around. Yep, there's a spark. Okay, here we go. Ignition on. A bit of petrol down it. nothing. Okay, I found I'd taken the jets out of the carburetor for some reason, so that was causing some issues. Well, it runs. We'll give it one last go. The compression is really low. I think some of the front cylinders, it won't even blow my finger off the... Okay, next we'll try and fire this one up. This one's real bad. It's even stuck. It's missing the front pulley. It's real sludgy in there. I'll whack a diver Dan distributor on it and get it fired up. Oh, actually, now it's got a flywheel. Yeah, I can make that run.